So, Pet Finder Foundation's Rescue You program is at it again. We are in Indian Trail, North Carolina at the Carolina Waterfowl Rescue. This shelter was actually hit by a tornado this spring, and thanks to the generous donation of the animal rescue site, we've been able to come down here and help them fix it up. Some of the projects that you're going to be seeing are we are building a barn to get the poor birds out of the cold. We're also putting up perimeter fencing to protect them from predation. We're also putting up feeding stations and stations to help them stay out of the elements when the weather gets bad. It is January and it is bitter cold. We're fighting the cold, we're fighting the mud, but we're gonna muscle on through and get it done. So, I mean, what you're seeing here looks a whole lot better than it did when we started. This whole front driveway to our new barn was just a mud pit. We had to get a bobcat just to level it out and make it able to get our deliveries. So what you see here is just us and our hard efforts to just stop the mud. So I'll take you on back to the barn. You can see what we've been doing. Okay, so we're a few days into the job already. You can see we've already got the walls up on the barn. Right now they're sheathing the barn with our exterior material. So right now all we're waiting on is for the frost to get off that roof so we can get up there and put some shingles on this new building that we have. So the sheathing is going up, and what you're actually seeing in here is just the main barn area. What we're going to do for them is divide this up into two little sections. They'll have the main area where the birds can hang out and get out of the bad weather. And back over there we're going to put a wall up and give them some storage space. Storage is always, like I said, a huge issue at shelters, so we're going to try to help them out a little bit by giving them more room. The only thing worse than the temperature in January here is the amount of rain that they get. Very wet area, and so one of the big problems that the shelter has been having is they have been wasting thousands and thousands of dollars on soggy wet feed that the geese and the ducks and everybody can't eat. So what these are here is we've set up 4 different feeding stations, I'll call them, and basically it's just a pole barn, but all it's going to do is give them a little protection from the rain for themselves, and more importantly help them save some of the money on less loss on wasted wet food. So you can see from the massiveness of this yard, this is one of our biggest shelters that we've ever worked at in terms of property. They actually have 11 acres here to work with, and what you see in the background, all that wooded area is also their property. What they want to do is set up a perimeter fence to not only protect from predators a little bit better, but also to have a nice area that's secluded in the back for some of the birds that are really a little bit more shy and in need of privacy. Things like the herons and some of the other waterfowl that really just can't live in this communal, very busy setting. So we'll take you back into the woods and show you what our fence crew is up to. So like I said, we're trying to create this perimeter fence to help keep the birds in and the predators out a little bit, but more importantly just to give them a little bit more space for the goats to run and the birds to move around. So we're actually running 1,500 feet of chain link, and you see the guys behind me that are starting to get that done. We've already got the poles in, we've got the wire strung, and now we're starting to get the actual chain link up on these fences. This is not recreational day at Rescue You. This is a mode of transportation to the island that you see behind me. What they have here is one of their many ponds that they have on their property. And the island in the center is actually set up to be like a predator protection island, so that should a raccoon or a fox get in here, the ducks and the geese can get out to the island and get a little bit more safe distance between them and whatever predator it is. So the funny thing is, this is how we have to get all of our materials out to that island to build yet another feeding station for the ducks. So we've recruited our best Rescue You team member, Lori, because she is even smaller than me, and she's going to be ferrying all day in this kayak so these birds can have a nice dry place to hang out at night. So Miss Caitlin here is digging us some holes so that we can actually fence in this area. What this is going to be is an outdoor play area for the ducks that are going to live in the barn. Poor Caitlin, I say, because the ground is frozen, and so not only has she got the joy of digging holes, but she has the joy of digging holes in frozen turf. Fun. What we're looking at here is some of the other issues that we've been having. The fancy term, I guess, would be water abatement issues that we have, but you can kind of see it doesn't look bad now. I mean, the ice and water withstanding, but when this thaws out, it becomes muck that is up over the tops of your boots. Absolutely disgusting. So we're gonna need to get the bobcat back here, put in a swale and a berm, and see if we can't run some of this water away from where these people need to be working.